Why did the government fund CL? It was about having a partnership between industry and science to deliver developments that would push the industry forward. And the key point about it, if you look at the documentation, is they keep emphasising industry-led. And that's the rubber hits the road at meetings like these. But some people say there's been a valley of death between science and application on farm. Too many good ideas aren't bridging that gap. And that is where I'm understanding the government is wanting to stimulate these public-private partnerships. And the key thing is innovation, that innovation coming from partnerships. Seldom does an innovation come from just one group. It's often the interactions between different players in the marketplace and in the supply chain. And research is, you have pounds, you spend it, and you end up with more knowledge. Whereas innovation is where you use that knowledge to make more money. So our aim in terms of CL is to redefine best practice for livestock. So obviously genetics and feeding are very big things. They aren't the only ones, but I put them at the top of my list. And the key one is the practical outcomes that are valued and used widely. That's the true innovation. So how can CL help cattle breeding? We want to know what it is that you're interested in, and what things you're seeking to make your systems better or your products that you produce better.
We've just completed a 5-year Innovate UK project that's saying that there's £250 a hectare to be had from farmers growing their own more home-produced protein. Yeah, I mean, I think I've heard a lot around the development of the centres, but as yet no one has come to tell me anything about them to our business. So it was really good to get the insight of the three of the 4 centres in the one place.
It's Agri-EPI. The EPI stands for Engineering, Precision and Innovation. And it's very much about trying to improve economic performance in farming through really getting much better uptake of new technologies, knowledge and practices. So what is Agri-EPI? Well, we're one of these new innovation centres. It's a research and development centre. We're also about demonstration and training. It's about establishing facilities where we can conduct research and development, demonstration, training. We also have some key capital equipment that can be used on projects, equipment that small companies may not be able to afford themselves, but they can buy access to equipment to help them understand perhaps some of the challenges that they face. We're actually working with F1 Williams. It's not that we're trying to make tractors quicker, but they're really good at instrumentation. They can get data, they can process that real time from those Formula One cars, and it's about using their technology, their expertise, in terms of helping us get data processed very quickly so that we can actually use it real time when we're actually making decisions out on the farm. And farmers, we're very much engaging with farmers in terms of understanding what your needs are as well. We have satellite farms spread across the country. Again, they're very much monitoring what's going on at the farm level so we can try and get some understanding of the variability both within farms and between farms. And again, it's bringing this data together. We're going to be linking with the other centres, certainly agrimetrics, in terms of bringing this data together and trying to understand it across the entire country.
The value that you've derived from data is actually because you've constrained it rather than advertised it.
Well, to be fair, it's the insights that SRUC have been able to develop from it by developing genomics off it. But to suggest that that data was freely or would be freely available and have negligible cost is completely and utterly wrong.
I think the one message is that farmers need reasons as well as mechanisms to take up new technology and innovation. I think that's the main driver. And even where they can be persuaded of the increased profit, it's difficult to actually prove that.
What we want to do in agrimetrics is essentially to build the connections that allow us to understand the food system in its entirety. 95% of the data that is in existence was created in the last 2 years. And that means that we have to do things differently. Now we're confronted with huge volumes of data. We don't need to worry about the costs of getting hold of that data. It's just appearing for free wherever we look. And the reason why that's the case is because the insights that you're getting from your private data that you're holding, protecting within your company, can now be obtained quite easily with another set of data that is available somewhere else outside your company. So what do you do as a business? You start to change your focus so that instead of the value being in the data itself, the value is in the assets, in the insights that you get from the data that you hold. The chances are that you will get better insights if you have access to other people's data in getting those insights. So data sharing becomes the name of the game. So what's the role of agrimetrics in this landscape? What we're attempting to do is to catalyse the creation of what we're terming a federated data ecosystem. Enabling this is hard. We're not pretending that what we're trying to do is easy. So I wanted to just highlight one or two of the challenges that face us. Clearly, security is one. I've described this as a closed data ecosystem, which exposes data potentially to open data. So we need to have a comprehensive credential management within our system, and we also need to be able to create compartmentalized workspaces in that data ecosystem. So that's our aspiration, is to catalyze the industry to make better use of its data by linking it and by tackling the pre-competitive challenges that are associated with that.
I think it was quite comforting to hear that you're not just going to be left to get on with it and do it yourself and have to muddle on through. You've got sort of companies out there that can help you progress.